My goodness, we talk about Law and Order and the history of Law and Order. And my two guests today, Mehcad Brooks and Reid Scott, are going to talk about the new season of Law and Order. Guys, thanks for stopping by. How are you?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic.
for
Let's
having us,
talk about
yeah.
it, Mehcad. Tell us about your character really quickly for people that might not know.
Detective Jalen Shaw was started off as a lawyer. He became a vice detective, and now he's a homicide detective. Our first introduction into his life as a homicide detective was my first episode, my first case 3 years ago. And he's become very comfortable in that space, evolved into understanding that when you're a homicide detective, that you don't work for the NYPD, you work for God, and you work for the family. You're the last bastion of hope between the grieving family whose loved one was taken from this place and their transition into the afterlife. And he takes that role of Anubis very seriously. We both do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about your character, Reid?
I play Detective Vincent Riley. He's a recovering alcoholic. He's a divorced father of two. So he's got a lot of personal issues, and he's the kind of guy who just throws himself into his work almost as a means to, kind of avoid some of the things going on in his personal life. So because of that, he can run a little hot. He can get a little intense. He may have a snarky comment here and there. He's kind of known for some dark, sardonic cop humor, or Bacchian, we call it.
Yeah.
But he's a guy who's very dedicated to the job, and he prides himself on being a good partner. He backs his partner up, and they have a very serious job to do, which is try to make their hometown of New York City a little bit safer.
Mm-hmm.
And Mehcad, you can't really give away a lot, but what should we expect this season? Because people could go back and stream so many seasons of it, and you don't want to spoil things. What is the expectation this season?
Yeah, that's a great question, Neil. I think what really differentiates this season is because I've been a fan for decades, and what makes this one different is that we're really delving into character. We're really delving into backstory. We're really finding out what makes these guys tick. It's not just we want the audience not to just care about the case, but who's solving the case. Not just about the case, but who's trying the case. And I think that we're doing a fantastic job in Shaw's backstory and Riley's backstory. And you find out that Shaw has some sense of being a foster child in his background, and drug abuse in his family, coming from a military family as well. There's just a lot there that feels like a very lived-in character, and I think that that's going to go for all the characters on the show, and that's just never happened before. And I've been watching it for a long time, and I've just never seen that. So I think fans are really going to really dig their teeth into that for sure.
All right, everyone needs to check out the full episode 28, the new season, October 3rd. Check out 22 episode season, 8 p.m. and it's gonna be available also on Peacock October 3rd. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks again, and thanks for stopping by. All right, you're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.